Hi, Lori. Thanks for your response. I just wanted to respond real quickly back to you and the questions that you had asked. You had talked about how um, the media is kind of conditioning us to think certain ways about different races, and what I think about that issue, and what I think could be done about it to help fix it. And I had talked a little bit about in my post how I don't think I'm necessarily affected by the media. But I guess what I mean by that is when I do see an article that says, I don't know, black man shot by a cop, or something to that effect that we see all the time, I guess I always try to think there's always a side to each story. There's, both sides could have done something wrong, both sides could have done something right. I try not to look at it as, oh, well, that person's got purple skin, they did something wrong. And so I guess when I say that I don't think the social media affects me when it comes to my what I am purposefully thinking, I don't think it affects me. But like we kind of talked about, without even realizing it, these stigmas and thoughts are being pumped into our heads without us even trying to soak them in. But on the topic of, if there was anything we could ever do about it, I watched a really interesting video, a documentary, and if you have not watched it, I suggest you go check it out because it's actually very entertaining. And I watched it back in high school, and then I had to watch it again just recently for my, what class? I think it was my Foundations of Education class. And it was a class divided. And this teacher, she takes her third grade classroom, and it's during the time when segregation was really big, and so they were just talking about, there was a class full of white kids, and she separated them by eye color to try to prove a point that it doesn't matter if you're blue, black, green, purple, we're all people, we all deserve to be treated like people. But she separated them by eye color and watched them start to become a segregated class and start to beat up on each other and fight with each other, just because one group had blue eyes and one group had brown eyes. And it was very, very interesting. It's called A Class Divided. You should definitely go check that out. I think, and she actually does lectures, or she did anyway, lectures years later for adults and groups of people in correctional facilities and different places. And I think if more people had training like that, if more people were had the opportunity to walk in somebody else's shoes, I don't think we would have such an issue with this mindset of, in the back of our minds, feeling like we're better, or one color is better, or we need to stick to our own color, or feeling more comfortable with people of our color. It's a really interesting video, and once you go and watch it, you'll totally understand what I'm talking about. But I think if more people just walked in each other's shoes, things would be better. And I don't know, I mean, the media, if we could keep the media out of it, I think that would be best, because I think the media has a very negative outlook on all sorts of, I think the media wants us to want to read their stories, and so they're picking out the worst things that are happening and just making it, I just think they're making it worse, honestly. But anyway, so those are my thoughts on that. Go check out that video, that documentary. It's really great. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. And if not, I can send you the link if you want me to. But thank you for your response.